everybody, Heath here with Butler Hemp Co. And I thought we'd take a little bit of time today to go over one of my personal favorite pieces of machinery that we have in our lab, our white film distillation apparatus. Now, this machine can be a little bit intimidating or a little daunting to some people when they first see it. But basically what really is happening in here is just a molecular distillation separating two different molecules or separating different things from the cannabis plant. So once we've gone through crude extraction, winterization, the last step in our process is white film distillation. Now, we do this for a multitude of reasons. Here at Butler Hemp Co, obviously we make world-renowned CBD products, but we also sell bulk cannabinoids to the wholesale market across the United States. So I want to give you guys a quick overview of what this machine actually does, how we operate it, and some of the parameters that we use, so that if you are at home in your own lab and you're having trouble and you're trying to get your distillation apparatus set up and operating, this may be able to help you out a little bit. So like I said before, it's a white film distillation unit. And what does that really mean? Well, basically, the white film comes into play right here in the main body of the distillation apparatus. What we have is we have our input crude or our input distillate, depending on what we're doing, starts here in our feed flask. And out of this feed flask, we run it through a pump. It is pumped up into the top of our distillation unit. So basically what goes on in here, and why they call it white film, is inside this body, or this housing, there are 4 wiper blades. And they are spinning around and wiping the input crude or the input material on the heated outside body of this column. This column we are running currently at 175 degrees Celsius. That's roughly 349 degrees Fahrenheit. So as it wipes that material on the outside, the material vaporizes or distills, and it is caught on this collection rod. So there is a collection rod in the middle, distillation is happening on the outside, or condensing rod rather, excuse me. And once it is vaporized on the outside, it will condense on that rod, and it will go into our distillate receiving flask down here. So that's kind of the broad overview of what this machine actually is. I'll get a little deeper into some settings for you as well. On this particular machine, not including the heat bands and things like that, we basically have 6 parameters, 7 parameters that we like to dial in to get a perfect or near perfect distillation. So the first of which is our body, or the body of the distillation unit itself. Like I said, we're running this at 175C. That control module, or that box, heats up these bands, and that dictates the temperature of the main body of the column. The second one that includes the column is over here, and that's our condensing rod. Our condensing column is set at 70 degrees Celsius, so we've got that spread between 175 degrees and 70 degrees that our collection rod can send it over into the receiving flask. So those are the 2 main body temperatures. The other temperatures that we like to control are our terpene collector. We've got it set at negative Celsius, maybe 90 Celsius. And then we've got our lights condensing column that we've got set at negative 15 Celsius. We just started this run. Occasionally the temperatures will go up or down until the machine is really moving through its processes and getting settled into the run we're doing. So we've got 4 different temperatures that we've talked about. The next one is the vacuum. This machine, while it's operating, is under an immense amount of vacuum. So atmosphere currently here in the Midwest in Kansas is roughly 715 torr. We are running this machine at 311 millitorr. So we are virtually air, oxygen free, or without atmosphere inside this machine. It just makes the efficiency of our molecular distillation that much better. So, controlling temperatures, controlling vacuum. Then we come over to this side and we're actually controlling the machine itself. This is our pump RPM. We like to run low and slow when situations allow. Obviously we can speed this up as well, but we are running our pump speed, which is the speed at which our input material is going into the still, at roughly 16.7 revolutions per minute. We are running our wiped, or our wipers, inside here at 266 RPMs. So that just allows us to have a good concentration, good coverage on the inside of the flask, or the inside of the still bottle. Those seem to be parameters that work for us. I'm sure other people have their own secret sauce in the way they like to do things, but those are the parameters that we definitely start with. Now, if we don't get the desired results that we like, we can always adjust vacuum, temperature, time, pressure, any of the above to get a perfect or a near perfect distillation. As you can see here, we've just begun our run. We've got distillate going into this side, and this is CBD Distillate. So this is going to be a CBD concentrate of somewhere in the neighborhood of, I would say, 85 to 90%. And then over here, we've got our waste collection. And a lot of times what we will get in the waste side is chlorophyll, plant sugars, and or any lipids that are remaining in the input material after we have extracted and winterized. So generally speaking, this machine, we can run about 7 liters an hour at its slowest setting. If we're able to speed it up, we can double that or maybe even a little better, but we like the results that we get running at these RPMs. We have 2 of these machines, so we can, separate the workload between a terpene pass or a main body pass, or the main body, like when we're actually distilling the cannabinoids, and we can set up that workload so we can use them in tandem. Generally speaking, one is doing a terpene pass, the next one is doing a cannabinoid pass, and we will use this product to not only formulate Butler Hemp Co products that you'll see on the shelves across the nation, but we also, like I said, sell this on the wholesale market to many other manufacturers and product producing companies as well. Thanks for spending a little time with us as we went over our white film distillation apparatus. Guys, we hope you learned something. Hope you've got some questions. Reach out in the comments. Let us know what you think. Thanks.